inflation, deflation, COVID scares, global recovery, bonds, travel, everything is freaking out except for CLOV? Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Young Buffett, back with another CLOV recap. Let's talk about what happened in the market today. Let's talk about some interesting numbers, where CLOV is going to go, where it currently is, and what the best strategy to navigate these crazy waters is. Just to recap really quick, I have this experiment, study, test, game, I don't know what you want to call it, but what we're doing is we're finding the most talked about stocks, whether it's on Reddit or stocks that are subject to short squeezes and gamma squeezes, momentum stocks, hype stocks, and stuff like that. And I'm buying it and talking about how to navigate that space in a profitable and responsible way. We picked CLOV first, and we're currently sitting down 25.83% at the time of this recording. So that's a sticky situation, right? But let's figure out how to get out of this alive. So if you haven't already, scroll down, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss this challenge. I'm having a lot of fun, and based off of the views and the comments, I feel like a lot of you are having fun and learning stuff as well. So mission accomplished on that end. Let's jump right into our favorite lagging indicator, Ape Wisdom. This thing tracks Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stocks, investing, SPACs, options, and day trading subreddits on Reddit. And it tracks the most talked about stocks in the past 24 hours. Most talked about tickers. So it looks like SPY holding up number one. SPY has been number one and number two and number three for the past week or so because it has been all-time highs, and now it seems to be kind of freaking out a little bit. Today was one of the worst days in 2021. So it makes sense that the SPY is the most talked about stock today. AMC number two, GameStop number three. NVIDIA, I think it's mostly because of their split coming up. Might keep my eye on that and see how that plays out. Virgin Galactic, they're doing a bunch of space stuff. I don't really care. Then we got Apple. That's fine. Number 7 is CLOV. That's actually the lowest I've seen it on this chart. If we click on that, it shows nearby keywords that have been mentioned whenever CLOV was mentioned. Looks like AMC, GME, and Wish are right next to it every time somebody says CLOV. They also say more, buy, like, okay, time, down, even, green, monkey, puts, and shit. So overall, about 62% positive sentiment, which is interesting given that it was literally one of few stocks that were green today. We'll get into that a little bit later. Jumping over to Swaggy Stocks that tracks Wall Street Bets, not even on the board. Oh, just kidding. It's over here, all the way down here. So this thing is super volatile, and somebody actually commented in my last video saying that the moderators on Wall Street Bets are kind of overly moderating CLOV. It kind of depends on your amount invested and your profit or your loss. It has to be like extraordinary for them to allow it on Wall Street Bets. So I think that's kind of interesting that it might be suppressing it a bit. But it's interesting to see where it currently stands. If we click on CLOV down here, you get to see the positive and negative and comment volume compared to the stock price. Now, this is something that I always want to keep my eye on because it's really interesting to see how people talk about the stock depending on its stock price. Everything kind of seems to be chilling out a little bit. So I'm curious to see if the stock price starts going up, if comments will follow, or will comments go up and then the stock price follows. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Jumping over to Stock Grid, taking a look at CLOV's dark pool data, which gets more and more interesting every day. Currently, its net short volume is negative 3.5 million. Its net short volume in dollars is 29.1 million, negative 29. So this thing is still very, very shorted. This number was negative 6 million. So it did drop. I'm curious to see how that'll affect the stock price. Jumping over to Ortex, I bought Ortex, so you don't have to. A lot of interesting data, still learning how to use it, still trying to pick and choose what I am most interested in. I mean, not much has changed on this dashboard, at least. The most interesting dashboard in Ortex is the short interest. So if we jump over here, we can see that the short interest change is down 8.26%. Again, curious to see how this will affect the stock price. The days to cover is at 0.72. I keep saying this. It does need to be a little higher if you are looking for a short squeeze scenario. A lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people aren't really pushing for that short squeeze scenario anymore. People are shifting their focus towards, hey, this is actually a legit stock, so we should just buy it and hold it for the long term. With earnings coming up soon in August, it should be interesting to see if that's a good catalyst to get this thing moving. Subreddit is killing it. Currently sitting at 38,000 members. I did some math. We are down negative 25% on our 258 shares, right? So that means I am down $743. Okay. At the time of this recording, I'm down $743. I was looking at my YouTube analytics, and I think I've gained probably around like 900 or 1,000 subscribers ever since I started talking about CLOV. That's almost as if I paid $1 per subscriber. So definitely hit that subscribe button so I can justify financially making these videos and investing in CLOV. I saw this interesting post by the YOLO God on the subreddit. He said, remember what I said last week? They can try to naked short this thing all the way down to $1, which, by the way, the dollar sign comes before the 1 and the percentage sign comes after the 1. Just pet peeve of mine, but we'll get through that. But it won't matter. Why? Read on. Hedgies are so far into the hole and are approaching critical levels. Why? Because like I said to you in my previous posts, they can come up with naked shorts all they want, but they can't cover the shares that don't exist. This is true. If they start buying shares to cover their positions, this will skyrocket because no one is selling except for the paper-handed little bitches. Okay. And those are far and few in between. They have to eventually cover the margin call that will come for them. Apes who love the stock will continue to buy all of the available shares. There's not enough shares for them to cover their short. So when they are forced to cover, the stock jump will be violent and quick. They will incur heavy losses at that time, so be patient. We're nearing the end. Now, that sounds great and all. I don't know when that would happen. So it's easy to figure out what will happen, but it's difficult to figure out when. There are a few catalysts that I do have my eye on. There are a few macroeconomic stuff that are coming up, but I don't know what that's going to do to the stock price. This dude, if you're into this kind of technical astrology, Antonio Costa on Twitter posted CLOV TikTok. And it looks like a falling wedge. I believe that's what it's called. The MACD does look to be reversing here. Again, I am not a technical analyst, so I don't really care about all of this. But it is interesting to see. So what this does suggest is a a breakout. I mean, it can't just keep going, I guess. So hang tight. Let's see how that happens. This was literally me today. After week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. This says negative 19%, but we are down negative 25%. Literally one green day gets me so excited. It's crazy. Let's jump over to TD Ameritrade. Again, we have 258 shares that I've been slowly buying over time. Dollar cost averaging my way into a more sizable position as the stock drops. I just pick up more shares. We do have a put that we're selling, a $9 put for this week. So I do need CLOV to be above 9. However, if it is not above 9 by the end of this week, I will either have to roll over that put or just take the hit and buy 100 shares at $9 a share, which isn't a big deal because my cost basis is $11.16 after all of this purchasing. So I'm not too worried about buying 100 shares at $9. But again, if it's sitting at $8, what I would rather do is roll over the put to the next week and use that extra premium to buy more shares for free. What I want to take a look at though is options volume. Seems to be picking up. Today's Monday, 14,612 volume on the $9 call. Quite a lot. The puts do also have some volume, so people are anticipating or at least protecting themselves on the downside. I am selling this $9 put, so again, I need it above 9. But if we look over to next week, even more people think it could reach anywhere from 12. Then you got the crazy people who are buying 29s and 20s and stuff. In August, same thing. A lot of people are betting on the 30. A lot of people are betting on the 15, on the 12s, and closer to the monies. Yeah, if this thing doesn't get out of the money, I'm going to have to roll it over to next week. The next week, $9. If CLOV keeps going down, I can expect to collect anywhere from $100 to $150 or so, depending on where the stock opens up tomorrow. Super weird that the market was down 1.48% today. UVXY was going through the roof. TLT through the roof. People are freaking out. Everything is down. And then CLOV decides to go up almost 2% at one point. Is CLOV the new safe haven? I guess we got to figure out where it's going to go from here. I'm just holding. That's all I can really do here. Sell some puts, get a better entry, lower my cost basis, collect some premium, buy some more shares, and see where we go from there. Make sure to hit that like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and I will catch you guys on the next video.